Hi everyone, I am Tara and I would like to welcome you all back to my channel, Spirit Mother Teachings of Going Within. Today we're going to talk about taking responsibility for our own actions. Right now, for some, that's very hard. I know that we have a lot of stuff going on with regards to the politics and the most recent thing that took place in the cabinet and what have you, and people saying about our prime minister hiding in his cabin and not taking responsibility for his part and everything, and then you see him out walking with the indigenous people, which that's great, but it's a matter of, is it for the votes? Now, the part of like taking responsibility, not in our everyday lives for everyone. I know, like, whenever you go somewhere and you're in a store and what have you, you walk in front of somebody and you always hear people saying, "Oh, sorry." It's like, okay. Now, before I get started, I'm going to read a card. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. The words, "I'm sorry." Okay, because a lot of time, like, people are saying, "I'm sorry." And it's like, do we really know what we're saying sorry for? Or are we just saying, "I'm sorry," because it's been a program that's been programmed into us, and say sorry for frivolous stuff and not want to say sorry for the bigger things that we should actually be saying sorry for and meaning it. My cards that I read from, like I said before, sometimes it comes up and sometimes it's not. It's meant for a message out there for someone or what have you. So they skit in the don't know what this quite means yet. Maybe it's what have you. It says, "And when it rains on your parade, look up rather than down. Without the rain, there would be no rainbow." So to me, that's more along the lines of like, okay, like, in order to see what we're actually sorry for, it's like a rain on our parade. We don't want to. We want to dish something out there, but we don't want to take responsibility for our own actions. Okay? Like the prime minister. Right now, it's a matter of what's real and what's not, because there's so much going on and misinformation, and they say about fake news. So it's like, okay, I know I go on and there's news stations that come up and the person's talking normally, and then all of a sudden their voices change. So you know that it's been hijacked. And if people don't recognize that, well, like, really, we're looking at the wrong things. I know I have someone that they've gone somewheres and they got frustrated with someone and they just belittled them and talked down to them, so they got kicked out of the place or wasn't allowed back to the place or what have you. And then that person like, they'll come to me and they'll say, "Well, will you apologize for me?" Apologize for yourself. Seriously. Instead of having other people go apologize for something you did, why are other people apologizing for your actions? They didn't do it. That's what I say. Like, you go into a washroom or you go somewhere and you walk past somebody or they walk past in front of you and they're like, "I'm sorry." And I'm like, why? You don't need to be sorry. Just say, "Excuse me." It's like I never understood that. It's like, why are you sorry? Be sorry for the things that you actually should be apologizing for, not frivolous little stuff. And then when the words "I'm sorry" really comes out, do you mean it? Or is it just something that you just say because you just say it? So it's more like looking like I want to look at the person and say, like, well, what are you sorry for? And someone say, well, for walking in front of you. It's like, well, I mean, that happens. Did you push me down? Did you knock me like did you knock me over when you're going past somebody? Say, excuse me. Don't say I'm sorry for every frivolous thing because when you keep saying I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, eventually it means nothing because I'm sorry are just words. It's the actions that you put behind them. Do you keep doing it? I know somebody who like just like here they would call a woman a slut and a whore, and they didn't even know the person. Just downgrading them. Go apologize for calling them that. For belittling someone. Because for the way that the world is, like walking in front of somebody to get somewhere else, you say excuse me. You don't say I'm sorry because it's not about like it's not about being sorry for walking in front of someone because it happens. People are all over. We're everywhere. So you'd be saying, I'm sorry, 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 I'm sorry. Especially in a crowded room. Just when you're walking past people, say, excuse me. I never did understand that. And then like I said, the aspect of like, and then when it comes time that a real apology should be made, when you look at somebody else and expect somebody else to go apologize for your actions, what the fuck is wrong with you? This is the part of going within when you expect other people to do the stuff that you should be doing yourself when it comes to stuff like that. They didn't do what you did. They weren't the ones that did it. If it's a group, then the people involved should be the ones saying sorry, not the ones that were the innocent ones and like had no part of it and knew nothing about what people were supposed to be apologizing for. So instead of apologizing, people said, well, I just won't go back there. Well, that just goes to show how freaking ignorant you are. See how that? Am I venting? Maybe that's what I'm doing right now because I'm so tired of hearing somebody tell me, oh, will you apologize to this person for me? Or will you ask this person something for me? Do it yourself. Why are you involving somebody else when it has nothing to do with them? It has to do with you. That's not fair to people. That's not even involved. You're involving them. Why? It's learning. And if you feel bad and you feel like an asshole for doing what you did, but you're expecting somebody else to go apologize or do something for you because you don't want to swallow your pride and do it yourself, since you are the one that wants it or you're the one who did it. It's like taking responsibility for your own actions, not expecting somebody else to do it for you. It's like putting innocent people in the middle of a war because two people or three people or what have you have their dander. Oh yes, I want this, I want that. Well, get over it. Working together is the best form. Apologizing for your own actions, not expecting somebody else to do it for you. It's like telling somebody else, go do your dirty work for you. The person you're asking to do it isn't the one. But in the end, when they're the ones doing it, they're the ones that end up with the backlash, because the person who really should be doing it is sitting in a corner somewheres. It's why nothing gets resolved, because the people that are doing it don't want to take responsibility for the stuff that they did. They want to put the blame on somebody else. They want to make the other person. They want to put somebody else in the middle. Because then there's no backlash on them. They don't have to deal with the outcome. The other person has to deal with it. I'm going to say it. Makes you a coward. Some people may not like that, because I've asked people back years ago to do something that for me. Will you apologize? And it's like, no, I can't have somebody apologize for something I did or something I said, because then it's not a real apology. Making things right is a real apology. Not putting other people in the middle of it is a way of making things right, opposed to somebody else wearing your backlash that you should be wearing yourself because you were the ignorant person. And usually the ones that do that, they'll look at somebody that they know is an empath that has a heart that will go do it for them. But I'm not. And because this person doesn't want to apologize for what they did or the way they treated somebody or spoke to them, belittled them, their answer is, well, I got no need to go there. Really? Like, seriously. But I was about to say it. What the F is your problem? Do you think your shit don't stink? Because I'm here to tell you, it don't smell like fucking roses. And if I swear sometimes, I guess I was told that sometimes in order to get through to people, sometimes you just have to talk their language. And then sometimes they don't even like it, because when you're soft, Oh, that person's just soft. We can walk all over them. It's like, really? How why is it so hard for some people to apologize? Especially deep down when they know that what they did was wrong and then they expect somebody else to go, like I said, to go do it for them. Well, that's not a genuine apology. That's not someone who's really sorry for what they said or what they did. And if you like, people say, "Will you ask this person this for me?" Or will you ask if this person will do this for me? Why don't you ask them yourself? Instead of getting somebody else to ask, and then when they bring back an answer that you don't like, you get pissed off at the person that relayed the message. How is that fair? This is the stuff we're supposed to be learning. We're growing. We're supposed to be looking within ourselves and saying, like, hey, yeah, I guess sometimes it feels easier to get somebody else to do your dirty work for you than take the backlash yourself. But that's not the way it's supposed to be. And that's why, like right now, we got one massive fucking chess game going on. And the pawns are the ones in the middle. Because the hoity toities don't want to get their hands dirty. But yet their hands are the most dirtiest ones of them all in a lot of cases. And I just felt that someone didn't like what I had to say because I felt it right in here and I don't care. And it's not because I don't care about people. That's what I care about. I care about the people. And I was no better at times. But my going within, and it's not easy. Not at all. Because it's hard on the body, it's hard on the mind, like admitting to your own ignorance, admitting to your own greed. It's like everybody's pointing fingers at each other for one reason or another, whether it be race, color, religion, just where people are from. And just because a few bad apples from that aspect, we're pointing fingers at everybody that's affiliated with the same thing. Which, why? Because not everyone is the same. And because one person treated you like shit, it doesn't mean that that person next to them treats people like shit. But that's what we seem to do, is we put each other in specific categories. Because you got one asshole in the bunch of five. So because there's one asshole in the bunch of five, then all of them got to be assholes because they're with the asshole. That's not true. And that's what keeps everybody fighting. keep seeing differences, keeps people from apologizing. I'm connected to people. Yeah, keep going. I may look like a basket case at times. And believe me, I feel like it sometimes. Because it's not easy feeling other people. It's not, I don't watch anything. And I don't go places a lot of the time. Because I feel what others are feeling towards different people.
Okay.
I'm on live. So that's the stuff that we need to be looking at if we want the world to be a better place. And when I do see things where people are coming together, it's like I want to be there. But when you're surrounded by people that don't always think the same or have the same values, I can't blame people for wanting to be by themselves right now. Like I said, just because one person in a group is an asshole or something, it doesn't mean that everybody in the group is. Because we only see, last time we only see the bad sides. And it's usually only a little narrow picture. Bits and pieces. Fragments. I watched a thing where Miss Sarah Name, Oprah Winfrey, said about manifestation. She's a good manifester. Well, I don't manifest greed for myself. I'm manifesting healing and abundance. Not just for me, but I want it for everyone. And I know everyone wants the same thing. Just there's so much crap going on that people are told that's not real. Like, yeah, it is. The other day I was somewhere and I went up to this young woman and I was standing there and I was talking to her and I felt the throat, like it was like in the solar plex and I could feel it in the throat. And I said, I can feel someone's throat chakra right now. And she's like, that's probably mine. I said, yeah. I said, you got something big to say. I said, because I could feel your fear right in here. And you really need to bring it out. You need to voice it. Standing there, and I did a clearing on her throat. And I told her, like, if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm clearing your throat chakra for you. And her words were, thank you. most people charge to do something like that. And I told her that I don't charge because God gave me this gift. And God gave it to me to share. To help other people heal. To help other people grow. So it's not getting somebody else to apologize for you. Or to ask for something for you. It's up to ourselves to do it. Instead of putting other people in the middle of it. It's part of taking responsibility for our own actions instead of expecting other people to wear the brunt of our own things that we've done. It's not a matter of asking forgiveness and then going out and doing it again, because, like, are you learning anything? And to me, the rainbow signifies all of us, everyone. It doesn't matter. And it's all been miscued, and you get things on the internet and they're showing all this stuff. It's like, do you really know if it's real, or is somebody staging it so that they can make conflict for other people? This guy. Go outside. Be with family, be with friends, settle differences. Because it's true, and I put a video, we are making ourselves sick in a lot of ways, because we keep going over and over and over and over and over again. Like, I don't want to go back in time, because we just keep repeating the same thing over. But I do want to see people being able to have their own yards, having yards so that they can grow their own fruits and vegetables. So that if they eat meat, then they can grow their own cow, or they can grow bring up their own pig and what have you. Not all this stuff that's going to waste. And then we wonder why people are homeless and starving, sick. It's all the same. It's because it's not balanced. And it's us that has to do it. And we do it one person at a time. Because for one good thing that you put out there, by helping someone, then that person appreciates what you did. So then they're bound to go do it. And I know you got some that are really hard. It's all about being kind. And I say that I can't help it. If you don't like me, it's like either you like me or you don't. You love me or you don't. It's up to you, but it's a matter of, are you judging me by something someone said, or do you really know me? Do you know me as a person? Like I said, do you go by what somebody else says or how a person looks? So I'm going to read one more card and then I'm going to go because this is just kind of come on quick because I got to a boiling point where it's like, stop involving me in your crap. Sort it out. A man may die, nations may rise and fall, but an idea lives on. Self-healing. And then teaching others how to do it. Energy isn't even exchange. But we do need to be teaching each other. If you have it mastered, it's not about looking for money or gratification or anything like that. Because the gratification comes from knowing that you help someone. That being said, I'm sending you all much love, light, many blessings, most importantly, very good health to anyone and everyone wanting, willing, ready to receive and accept. I want you all to be big, bold, brave. Most importantly, be yourself, be your authentic self, not who somebody says you are or who says that you have to be. Be kind to yourself, be kind to others. Never give up and keep going and know that you are very strong and you can get through this. Wishing you all a great Monday and on into the week. Love you all.